Hello, is it visible, sir?
Yes, dear. If something goes wrong, we'll let you know. You start
Oh,
off.
okay,
And
okay,
the
guys.
course should be with Kaggle. And we have Lakshmi and Meghana from our Amazon team, from Priceline team, who also showed interest to,
Okay,
uh, learn. So they are complete newbies. So tell them how to install as well. Late at a later point of time, Rakesh. Yeah.
okay, sir.
Thank you.
So today we are starting with basics of Python. Since Python is with different modules and lot of to learn, but we are covering the basic part, which is very essential to work on data science concepts. So first, from starting, we'll go with assigning of variables. Here you can see we assign the variable called spam underscore amount with the help of this operator equals to operator. We have assigned the value as 0. This equals to operator is also called assignment operator, which helps to assign the different values to the variable. So I'll be explaining all this coding stuff in this Jupyter notebook. So after we are assigning this, we are going to call this print. We are going to call this function call named as print. When we want to print, we want to see the amount spam underscore amount value, we need to print that variable. So print is a function which is previously built function in Python module. Like Java and some other C++ language, we need to every time we need to declare the variables and their types. But in Python, we can directly assign the values, no matter what the type of the value we have assigned. Either it should be int or float, any kind of value. So here you can see we have assigned the spam underscore amount variable, and then we have with the help of addition operator we have added value 4, and again we can print the updated result. Here we can see every time the value is updating every time. So here you can see if operator with increment operator. If the spam amount is greater than 0, then we are going to print this statement. We have to concentrate this indentation format in Python every time. Unlike C and Java, we have to concentrate this indentation for every time when we are using if or for loop. So you can see. So you can see this statement is printed here. And Viking underscore song is also another variable we have declared here with uh, spam as a one string, and we are going to print this variable See the output here. And again, we are using the multiplication operator here. You can see this is declares as star here. We are assigning this Viking underscore song is equal to spam as one string multiplied by spam underscore amount, which is previously given. So you can see here the result. And going to number and arithmetic part in Python. So you can understand here we have just assigned value 0 for spam underscore amount. If you want to know the type of variable we have declared previously, we use the function called as type, which gives us the type of variable we have assigned previously. If we have assigned a pointer like a float value, then we can get the wait. Here you can see the how type works here, and we can also know the value of know the type of value directly. Since we are giving 19, which is also known as integer directly, so we are getting a integer directly here. So these are the basic operators we can use in Python. Addition for summing up, and subtractor for to let us know the difference, and multiplication we are using the star, and this is for true division, which gives us the coefficient. And then after we are having this float division, which is used for the coefficient of a and b, which gives us a removal fraction. And this is the modulus operator. This percentage symbol is for modulus operator, which gives us a remainder every time. And this double star here, we can use this as a to declare the power for another number. And minus we can declare the minus symbol for any variable if we want to assign a negative value for that. See, we can print these values here. When we are using this true division operator, we are getting the values in float, and when you are using this float division operator, we will get values as an integer. Here you can see. So here you can see this undergoes in the rule of called PADMAS, where we know this previously. This operation went like 8 minus 3 first as 5, and 5 plus 2 as 7. Then after we can see here this operation went like 4 into 8, 4 into 2, which results as 8, 8 plus minus 3, which gives result as 5. A small example were coded here. We are assigned hat underscore height underscore centimeters, which is 25, and my height underscore centimeters is equal to 195. The sample code is to let you know how these operations will work, how parenthesis is useful, and how it results. Here we are not using any parenthesis here. Directly we are calculating the result, total underscore height underscore meters is equal to height underscore meters, hat underscore height underscore centimeters plus my height by 100, and we are printing the result. We can also use this single parenthesis, and we are printing this variable here in the printf function, which results 26.9. This is not even the correct answer, because you can see here, when we use this parenthesis here, we are getting the exact output which we want. So that's how the parenthesis work here. Parenthesis is very useful to obtain the exact results. So min and max are one are functions here. They let us know the minimum value and maximum value in the functions. 0 when you can see the result, different result here. And coming to apps, this results the exact value, the true value of an integer, no matter which how much higher the value is, but it results the same value, float. And if you want to convert the float value into int, or int value into float, we can use this float and int functions to convert the values. We can see here we are using 10 as we are using this integer 10 to convert as float. So we are using a float function to convert this integer. So we are getting the result as a result in a float value. Here we are using the float value, and we are converting this as integer. So we are using int function here. So the result is in the form of integer. And then we can use this integer in any kind of functions to give the result directly. Here you can see the how it works. Hello. Hello, sir.
Yes, Rakesh, you have to explain. It's more than 6 minutes. You finished the lesson.
Sir.
Yeah, you have to explain more in detail. So let's go with Kaggle exercise, the first exercise. We are not able to see anything, Rakesh.
Sir, is it visible, sir, now?
Yes. You have to explain in more detail, more depth, because there are people who just came in new. You told BODMAS, which most people do not understand. Come down. There's something called your turn over there. You're completely exercised today.
Sir.
What? Finish the exercise I'm telling you, Rakesh. Read it and explain what the thing is. Rakesh, do not be silent. That's why I told you, do not use Jupyter. Just go through whatever that is there in Kaggle so people also will understand.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Give me
Read
a
it from the
second.
beginning. Just read it from the beginning so that people will follow you.
So we just opened the kernel in the Kaggle, which is also known as notebooks in the Kaggle. We can practice this Python codes here, and to get started, we have to practice this hands-on. Here you can see the print
Hey
statement.
Rakesh, just read it. Read whatever is there on the screen. You're confusing everyone. Welcome to your first set of Python coding problems. Just read it that way.
So, welcome to your first set of Python coding problems. If this is your first time using Kaggle notebooks, welcome. Notebooks are composed of blocks, which is also called cells, of text and code. Each of these is editable, so you will mainly be editing the code cells to answer some questions. To get started, try running the code cells below. By pressing this icon, we'll be able to run the module here. So we can also hit enter, shift plus enter here. Try adding the another line of code in the cells above and rerun it. Okay, here. So we added the new line, so we can see the result. Now let's get a little fancier. Add a new code cell by clicking one on existing code, hit the escape, and then hit A or B. So we can see the new cell is added here when I am trying to hit escape and A or B, any kind of key. Great. Now you know how using notebooks. Each hands-on exercise start by setting up our feedback and code checking mechanism. Run the code cell below to do that. When you will be ready to move on to next question 0. So from learning, here we having some coding part. So we are setting up the first question. This is silly question intended as an introduction to the format we use for hands-on exercise throughout all Kaggle courses. What is your favorite color? To complete the question, create a variable called color in the cell below with an appropriate value. The function called q.check, which have already provided the cell below, will check your answers. Create a variable called color with appropriate value on the line below. Check when you have updated the starter code. Check will tell you whether the code is correct. Remember, you must create the following variable color. Didn't get the right answer? How do you not even know your favorite color? Delete the hash. Yes. When we so we are getting the error here.
Rakesh,
Whenever
go
we are
go top, go top. Are you reading it for the sake of reading or what are you doing? He asked you to create a variable called color. Color equal to some yellow, write something. You have to put some code over there. It's an exercise, not for you to just read, man. Go a little top. Go top. What is written over there? Top.
How, sir, is this one, sir?
Top.
Check.
More.
When you have, sir,
Go top. Yes.
to
Now to
complete
complete this
the
question,
question,
what did he tell you to do?
create a variable called color. Variable called color in the cell below the appropriate value. Function call, which have already. Variable called color the function called check, which I have already provided. Check the answer.
Sahiti, can you help him? Anusha, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, can you help him, please?
Yes,
Rakesh, what are you doing? What are you doing? Do you know what you're doing?
Sir,
Anusha, please help him.
Distinct.
Anusha, do you know it or not?
Rakesh, sir.
hello.
Yes,
Sir,
help him.
Rakesh, I think it is string type.
yeah, I'm almost.
Execute that one, Rakesh.
Yeah, I have already executed that. This solution is given here.
Rakesh, write that statement above the q dot check,
Yes.
not here, above go top.
Why did he even come here? Yeah, put that on the top.
And
Execute.
remove their underscores here above that check your answer there is underscores, no, remove them, no comparison.
Blue is not defined. Put them in the quotes. And it's blue, not blue.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Read it, read it, read it. Don't scroll down. Read it. What
So
did
delete the hash in the line below to make one of the lines run. So you can choose between getting a hint or the full answer by choosing which line to remove the hash from. Remove the hash is called uncommenting. So when we are declaring hash, which is called as commenting. When we are declaring hash in front of the line, that should be treated as a comment in the coding part. So because it changes the line from comment, which Python does not run to code, which Python does run. So a q dot hint is a hint, and q not dot solution is a solution. So here they have given the hint, your favorite color rhymes with blue. So color is equal to blue. So that's why we have written color is equal to blue here. The upcoming question work the same way. The only thing that will change are question numbers. For the next question, you will call q1.check, q1.hint, q1.solution. For question 2, you will call q2.check, and so on. So the question 1, complete the code below. In case it's help, here is the table of available arithmetic operator. Here they are given the operator and the names and the description of the operators. Here in this cell, they have assigned the pi value with the and diameter is equal to 3. Create a variable called radius to half of the diameter. So radius is equal to half of the diameter by 2. And here create a variable called area using the formula of the area of the circle, pi times the radius. Area is a variable using the formula of circle, pi into radius. And we are executing this. Incorrect value. Incorrect value. Pi times the radius squared. So as they mentioned, pi times the radius squared. So we are using the exponentation here. Then we are getting the correct answer. If you want to see the hint and solution, we have to uncomment these hints. Here they have given this hint and the correct answer is here, solution. Add code to the following cells to swap variables a and b, so that a refers to the object previously referred to by b and vice versa. Set up a code, don't touch the part. If you are curious, these examples of list we will talk about them in depth a few lessons from now. For now, just know that they are. So they have given value for a, is the matrix. If your code goes here, swap the values. If your code goes here, swap the values to which A and B refers. You get stuck. You can also use uncomment or both of the lines in next cell for a hint. Okay. So we are trying to swap these variables. Is equal to C and C is equal to B. A is equal to A. So we are using the hint. Using the third variable. Is equal to L. Comma T. So by seeing the solution, we have swapped this A values and B values. And coming to third question, add the parentheses to the following expression so that it evaluates to 1. The questions like this marked on spices, pepper and bit harder. Add the parentheses to the following expression so that it evaluates to 0. -2. Coming to fourth question, Alice, Bob and Carl have agreed to pool agree to pull their Halloween candy and split it evenly among themselves. For the sake of their friendship, any candies left over will be smashed. For example, if they have collectively bring home 91 candies, they will take 30 each and smash one. Write an arithmetic expression below to calculate how many candies they must smash for a given house.
Did you understand the question, everyone?
So,
Did you understand the question?
for example, they have collectively bring from 91 candies, they will take 30 each and smash one. Write an arithmetic expression below to calculate how many Alice and Bob have agreed to pull their Halloween candy and for the sake of the friendship.
See, it does not matter how many candies are there. At the end of the day, they have to have equal number of candies. Anything
Yes,
that is extra, which is remainder, should be smashed. So all you have to do is add those three in an arithmetic expression and put a reminder and see what the remainder is coming. So the remainder is nothing but the candies that they're supposed
and
to break, right? So to smash, ఇక్కడ ఆల్రెడీ కింద ఇచ్చాడు చూడండి, to smash is equal to write an arithmetic operation. Alice candies plus Bob candies plus Carol candies parentheses లో పెట్టి what is the remainder operator?
modulus, sir.
Remainder is the percentage symbol, right?
Sir.
Percentage 3. Write it down. Excuse me.
Sir. Sir, that's it, sir.
Can you help Lakshmi and Meghna to set up their Kaggle accounts, please?